Fox 13 4 o'clock news.
This is a disease that does not get talked about enough. It's a quiet disease. I don't wish this disease on anyone because it hurts. And I live through it, I fight through it, and I'm going to continue to fight through it until there's a cure one day. And hopefully you'll interview me and say, Brad, remember when we interviewed you? And now we're interviewing you. There's a cure.
That is the goal here. And Brad Romp is one of the estimated 1 million Americans who live with multiple sclerosis, or MS. It's a debilitating autoimmune disease that affects the central nervous system, and it affects everyone almost differently. We don't know what causes it yet. There's no cure yet, but research has led to better medicine, better treatments for people who live with MS, and that would not have been possible without events like Bike MS. It's a huge fundraiser for the National MS Society, which is the nonprofit committed to ending the disease. Bike MS, the Citrus Tour, is their local ride, and we are getting set for that, not this weekend, but next weekend, when the weather will be just as warm and lovely. Yep. And it's happening in Polk and Osceola counties. We'll get into that in a moment. This is Eden Quayle with the National MS Society, and this is the guy you just saw in that video there, Brad Romp. He's, as you can tell, he's ready to ride too. But let's start with you, Eden, and about the ride itself. Here's what we want people to understand. There's still time to register,
yes,
right?
There is. You can register right up until ride weekend. The ride itself is March 18th and 19th at Champions Gate. We have routes short as 23 miles and as long as 100. So really, anyone who's a novice or veteran, they can participate in this ride. We'd like to welcome anyone in the Tampa Bay community who's a cyclist to join us for Bike MS.
Yeah, and again, those routes, you can bike both days if you want to, like really madman people like Brad do that. They do the 100 miles, or you could just do the 23. The important thing is to come out and raise money. You guys are trying to hit the $500,000 mark this year. You're at about $300,000 now. Where does that money go? What is it used for?
It's used for research. Most of it is used for research to find a cure for MS. Currently, there is no cure, but our goal is a world free of MS, and we believe that within our lifetimes, we will find a cure for this disease that people like Bradley Romp here has.
Well, the treatments are getting better through the years, and Brad, let's talk about that. You have been living with MS we've followed your story 17, 18 years now. And you look like you're in great shape, but every day is kind of a battle, right?
It is totally a battle. I'll give you, for instance, this morning I woke up, got out of bed, and I had to lay on the ground for at least 20 minutes, 25 minutes, just stretching out. My bones were just they were all tight. I had muscle spasms in my arms and my legs. Now, I did ride 41 miles yesterday.
Oh, that might have a little to do with it.
I could have a little bit about it. And I worked out in the morning as well. So I had a double workout yesterday. But people look at someone with MS and they paint a picture of someone and they have no idea what's going on inside that person's body. And people really have to understand that I'm battling every day with a disease that has no cure, that could have muscle spasms. I might wake up blind. I might have pins and needles in my legs or go to the bathroom often. And it's such a quiet disease that people don't understand what I go through or what other people living with MS have.
Well, what you have done is incredible, because as you have battled through your illness, you turned to exercise and your bicycle, and you have biked in Bike MS for years now, and you've raised money as part of that too. And I was looking at your website earlier. You've raised $28,000 this year. This is just this year for this ride. $28,000. That's great.
Correct. I'm almost at the $300,000 mark is what I would love, but.
Oh, you mean in your total time of raising money, you've raised
and my total raising money in the 17 years that I've been riding.
Wow.
But as Eden was talking earlier, we'd love to reach that $500,000. At the Tampa Bay area, you got Osceola, you got people down in Venice. We just need more riders. We need more companies to get involved and individuals to come out there to experience what we experience crossing that finish line with MS or not MS.
Yeah, and you don't have to have MS to ride in the ride. It's all about supporting the community.
It is. It's all about holding hands, going through the finish line, and it's an unbelievable feeling that I love every year that I do it. I get more excited. Our team continues to grow, and the chapter or the region continues to grow is what we want. So I reach out and tell people, please come out there, experience it, to help those people that are struggling worse than me.
Well, it's incredible. You guys are getting ready to do it again. Bike MS, the Citrus Tour, is March 18th and 19th at Champions Gate. Starts at Champions Gate, goes through Polk, Osceola counties. What's the website real quick to register if people want to register?
Yep, www.bikems.org. You can find all the information there.
Bikems.org. If you can't register to ride, just give to a cause that's badly needed, very worthy. Linda?